Hey everybody, John Aviation here. Have you ever been on a plane and thought, what keeps this thing from just falling out of the sky? Well, today we're gonna unpack all that and more because we're taking a deep dive into the ingenious world of airplane safety features. We're talking about all the gizmos, gadgets, and procedures that make modern aviation the safest form of travel there is. So buckle up because this is gonna be a fun one. We're gonna look at why planes are actually incredible feats of engineering and how all those systems work in perfect harmony to keep you safe from takeoff to touchdown. Let's do this. Let's kick things off with the most obvious yet often overlooked safety feature, your seatbelt. If the plane hits unexpected turbulence, it's like getting jolted in a car, only you're thousands of feet in the air. That seatbelt? It's the difference between a bump and getting launched into the overhead compartments. They're designed to withstand forces beyond a car crash. Wear your seatbelt low and tight across your hips, not your stomach. In an emergency, you want the force on your strong hip bones, not your internal organs. Keep your seatbelt fastened even when sleeping. Turbulence can happen out of nowhere. Next time you're tempted to unbuckle, remember, that seatbelt is your first line of defense. Keep it buckled, keep it tight, and keep yourself safe. Alright, let's talk about those funky-looking oxygen masks that drop down from the ceiling if the cabin pressure changes. These masks are actually a brilliant example of preventative safety measures. Airplanes fly at super high altitudes where the air is much thinner. To make sure we can breathe comfortably, the cabin is pressurized to mimic the air pressure at a lower altitude. But in the unlikely event that the cabin loses pressure, those oxygen masks automatically drop down to provide you with breathable air. They're connected to individual oxygen generators that use a chemical reaction to produce breathable oxygen for a good 15 minutes or more. That may not sound like a lot, but trust me, it's plenty of time for the pilots to bring the plane down to a safe altitude where you can breathe normally. And hey, if you're traveling with kids or someone who might need assistance, put your mask on first before helping them. So yeah, those little yellow masks might look a little intimidating, but they're actually your own personal oxygen supply in a highly unlikely situation. Okay, this next safety feature is all about getting you off the plane quickly and safely in case of an emergency. We're talking about those trusty emergency exits strategically placed throughout the cabin. Before every flight, take a minute to locate the exits closest to you. Count the rows between your seat and the exit. That way, if the cabin's smoky or dark, you can still find your way out by feel. Now, those exits aren't just random doors scattered around the plane. They're specifically designed to be easy to operate. You'll usually find a lever or a handle that's clearly marked. Once the door is open, you'll find an inflatable slide that deploys automatically. This slide is like a giant bouncy escape route that gets you safely to the ground. And don't worry about bringing your luggage, leave it. You can replace your stuff, but you can't replace yourself. So, next time you're on a plane, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the emergency exits. Knowing where they are and how they work could be a literal lifesaver in the unlikely event of an emergency. Alright, let's talk about those bright yellow vests tucked under your seat, the life vests. These vests are designed to keep you afloat in the extremely unlikely event of a water landing. So, how do they work? Well, they're pretty simple actually. You just slip it over your head like a regular vest, then fasten the buckles in the front. Once you're in the water, pull the red cord to inflate the vest. Now here's a crucial tip. Don't inflate your vest until you're outside the plane. Inflating it inside the cabin could actually make it harder to move around and escape in an emergency. Remember, these life vests are designed to buy you precious time and increase your chances of survival in a water landing situation. And while we hope you never have to use them, it's always good to know they're there, just in case. Alright, let's talk about the brace position. Essentially, the brace position helps to protect your vital organs and minimize injuries by positioning your body in the most impact-resistant way. If you're sitting in an aisle or window seat, place your pillow or a blanket on top of your thighs. Then, bend forward at the waist and rest your forehead on the back of the seat in front of you, or on your pillow if you have one. If you're in a middle seat without a seat in front, cross your arms and place your hands on your shoulders, then rest your forehead on your hands. By leaning forward, you're distributing the force of impact across the strongest parts of your body, your back and shoulders. The brace position might not be the most comfortable, but in an emergency landing, it's the safest position to be in. So, pay attention to the safety briefing, practice the brace position, and be prepared, just in case. Okay, let's give a big shout out to the unsung heroes of air travel, the flight attendants. These amazing individuals are not just there to serve you drinks and snacks. They are highly trained safety professionals who play a critical role in ensuring your well-being from the moment you step on the plane until you disembark. Flight attendants undergo rigorous training programs that cover a wide range of safety procedures, from handling medical emergencies to managing evacuations. They're trained in first aid, CPR, how to use all the emergency equipment on board, and they even undergo firefighting training. They're also responsible for ensuring your comfort and safety throughout the flight. So next time you see a flight attendant, give them a smile and a thank you. They're not just there to make your flight more enjoyable, they're there to keep you safe and sound from takeoff to touchdown. Alright, let's talk about one of the most important safety features you'll never actually see on a plane: the black box. Now, despite its name, the black box is actually bright orange, making it easier to find after an accident. And it's not just one box, but two: the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder. Together, these two boxes act as the plane's indestructible memory, recording crucial information that can help investigators understand what happened in the event of an accident or incident. The flight data recorder is like the plane's fitness tracker, constantly monitoring and recording hundreds of parameters about the flight. The cockpit voice recorder, on the other hand, is like a microphone in the cockpit, recording all conversations between the pilots, air traffic control, and any other sounds in the cockpit. These black boxes are incredibly tough. They're designed to withstand extreme impacts, high temperatures, and even being submerged in water for extended periods. The data retrieved from the black boxes is invaluable in improving aviation safety. Okay, this next safety feature is all about keeping those in-flight movie snacks from turning into a real-life disaster. We're talking about the advanced fire suppression systems that are built into every nook and cranny of an airplane. First off, let's talk about the engines. These babies are fitted with sophisticated fire detection and suppression systems that can detect and extinguish a fire in milliseconds. But it's not just the engines that are fireproofed. The cargo holds, the avionics bay, even the lavatories have their own dedicated fire suppression systems. And in the unlikely event of a fire in the cabin, you'll find fire extinguishers strategically located throughout the plane. So, rest assured, those in-flight snacks might be a little dry, but the plane itself is heavily armed with an arsenal of fire suppression systems designed to keep you safe and sound throughout your flight. Alright, let's talk about a security feature that's become an essential part of modern aviation: reinforced cockpit doors. These super strong doors act as a barrier between the passenger cabin and the cockpit, preventing unauthorized access and ensuring the safety of the pilots and the flight itself. These doors are made from heavy-duty materials like steel or reinforced composite, making them incredibly difficult to breach. They're also equipped with multiple locking mechanisms, including electronic locks, deadbolts, and even reinforced hinges, making them virtually impenetrable. Many modern aircraft have a feature where the pilots can remotely control the locking and unlocking of the cockpit door. These reinforced cockpit doors are a testament to the aviation industry's commitment to safety and security. They provide a critical layer of protection for the pilots, ensuring that they can focus on their primary job: flying the plane and keeping everyone on board safe. Let's wrap up with a crucial safety feature: regular maintenance checks. Think of it like taking your car in for a tune-up, only on a much larger scale. These checkups ensure every component, from engines to screws, is in top shape. Highly trained engineers inspect, test, and replace any worn parts. Some checks require the entire plane to be taken apart and reassembled. These checks are the unsung heroes of aviation safety. They ensure you can board a plane with confidence. So, there you have it, folks. A behind-the-scenes look at some of the incredible safety features that make modern aviation so remarkably safe. From the moment you buckle your seatbelt to the moment you touch down at your destination, there's a whole lot of technology, engineering, and human ingenuity working tirelessly to keep you safe in the skies. Hopefully, this video gave you a newfound appreciation for all the thought and effort that goes into ensuring your safety on every single flight. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting content about aviation and travel safety. Fly safe.